I did want to ask this guest about the effects of cortisol, especially with women, because as we mentioned, that is a huge factor when it comes to achieving your health and fitness goals. So when I switched from doing super hardcore, like hit high intensity weight training, I just always felt very inflamed. I never felt like I looked how I wanted to look. And I did have muscle mass, but it was just bulky and I wasn't lifting crazy heavy. I wasn't eating a ton to, bulk up or anything like that. It was just my body didn't like that level of stress that I was dealing with. When I switched to doing softer movements like yoga and Pilates and walking and meditation, that's when I had my best body that I was the most proud of. I was the leanest I've ever been. I had a washboard stomach, lean, depuffed, no inflammation, no stress. So you have to listen to your body, especially if you're a woman. I think working out with your cycle and not doing these high cortisol evoking movements is probably going to be your friend, especially if you have an autoimmune disorder. I think that the more gentle workouts are going to get you where you want to be. And sometimes you might feel like you're not making progress because you're sitting there and you're doing these little clamshells with your thighs, right? And you're just kind of pumping away and you're like, this is not the same as obviously doing a deadlift or a heavy squat. But I promise you it'll give you all of that juicy booty that you want without all of the stress. And I actually have a guest coming on, hopefully in person, and she's an expert when it comes to women's cycles and training for your cycle and how to eat on your cycle and just understanding the fundamental differences between how a man should be working out and how a woman should be working out and how our hormones play into that. Yeah, I guess the last thing that I wanted to kind of get into with this guest on diet was having a healthy relationship with food. And this kind of goes into a little bit of woo, but again, there was that milkshake study, and you can look it up. It's really fascinating. A lot of how you feel about food is going to dictate how your body processes it. So, having a healthy relationship with it and not being scared to eat, not being guilty when you do indulge, and just reframing your mindset. Like if you were to have a piece of pizza, and instead of saying, oh, I'm a piece of shit, I need to go run this off, I can't believe I slipped up on my diet, be like, no, there's fats and protein in the cheese, and there's protein in the pepperoni, and I'm getting a good boost of energy through the carb that is the crust. And really try to feel that and reframe it. It's not to say eat the whole pie and make that regular, because unless you have a mindset that's ironclad, it's probably not going to work. But I would say you're going to gain less weight and you're going to enjoy the process. Food is meant to be enjoyed. So don't look at it like an enemy. It's just like anything else. You want to have a healthy relationship with it, not overdo it, and indulge sparingly, just like most of life's pleasures. But if you're not eating what you enjoy, I mean, what are you doing?